Hello, and we are back in English. My name is Christian, and I'm with
Luca
Luca.
from Enermax.
Luca from
Enermax.
Enermax. And we're going to talk about PSUs.
All right.
And first of all, I know nothing about PSUs. So, what is a PSU?
Okay, a PSU is the heart of your PC. Everything that gives power to all your hardware. So it's a component that many people do not know very well, but it's very important because it brings the power to everything, and it also protects everything from electricity and big voltage shocks. So it's something that everybody should look more when they buy a PC or they want to install cool hardware on a PC.
Yeah, I know that when I built my PC, I didn't see PSU as a priority. I looked at the CPU, I looked at the graphics card, and that was the heart for me. Why should I look more at the PSU?
Yeah, because as I told you before, the PSU gives the power to your system. So your system, according to what you put inside of it, needs a certain power. And of course, the PSU also protects your hardware because if you have, for example, a storm outside, if you have an accident with your electricity, a bad PSU can die and the electricity can pass through and kill all your hardware. I saw many people buying a very cheap PSU and with this kind of accident having all the hardware burned. So this is really something that they need to know. And also a PSU is also important because it can let you save money on your electricity bill. Yeah. Because if you have a very powerful hardware, you have also electricity consumption. So efficiency is one of the characteristics of power supplies and can let you not waste a lot of energy.
So, a more expensive PSU, the quality of the PSU is important for the security of your computer.
As well.
Okay, I never knew that. I just thought that, well, it's power, it's in the socket, and then go.
Yeah, no. It's really the heart of PC.
Cool. So what should I look at when I'm about to build a PC?
Okay, of course, it depends on what you want to do. Usually in a gaming contest, people look at more at graphic cards, at CPUs and motherboard. Yeah. Usually because if you flip the game box, it's written behind what you need, and it's not written which PSU you need.
No.
So people only know what it's written behind the video games. But actually, it's very important because, for example, just a simple example, for the new Intel Haswell CPUs, you have the energy-saving mode. So some PSUs do not support that. And if you have the wrong PSUs, the whole system doesn't run if you are on idle.
Really?
Yeah, really. Because the energy consumption of that system is so low that some cheap PSU cannot grant it. So they cannot run, and the system stops. So that's why you need to look at better PSUs.
So how to know if I have a good PSU?
Actually, many people before buying a PSU just look on reviews. Independent medias usually are the best to judge what is good. Depending on the country you live, you look at the best medias, and they make very serious testing with serious machines. So the word of experts is very important because it's really important hardware.
But how to know which to choose, like watts and...
depending on your configuration, of course. The most powerful configuration you have, the more power you need. If you put many graphic cards, you need more power. So, for example, we give support to our end users on our website. There is the PSU calculator. So you just put the hardware that you want to buy, and we suggest you which kind of power you need, of course.
So you get an idea of what you need.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So basically, I know that I have to go home and check my PSU. I don't know if it's actually any good.
Yeah, actually, it's always a risk when you don't know what you have inside of your computer, because cheap PSUs maybe can last for a short term, but later can give you bad surprises. The money that you don't spend at the beginning, maybe you spend the double at the end because you have problems, because your hardware can burn, and because your hardware doesn't work. So being very careful about the PSU, I think, is very, very important. And I thank you for giving me the opportunity to explain this, because many gamers do not know this. And I think that there should be more information about that.
I didn't know for sure.
Yeah.
When this interview got suggested, I just thought that PSU, but what's the big deal about the PSU?
Yeah.
But-
It's really a big word,
Yeah.
PSUs. Yeah. Mm,
So would you say that it is as important or more important than your other hardware?
Yeah, I mean, it's important as all the other hardware components, and of course, it gives you the security to be safe if you choose well, because otherwise you will have problems, and that is something that you have to consider. Because going always on budget, it doesn't pay back. It doesn't pay back. So, yeah,
So buy quality.
yeah, buy quality for sure.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Great.
It was a pleasure.
Vi stiller om til pausefisk.